They didn't trend on social media. There were no nationwide alerts. No primetime specials, just silence. But each of them mattered. And each of them vanished, in plain sight. These 5 missing persons were forgotten. Until now. Case 1. Talisha Mendes, 19 years old, Houston, Texas. It was a rainy night in May 2021. Talisha was walking home from campus, umbrella in hand. A bright pink one her mother had just bought her. Surveillance footage caught her at 8:40 p.m., crossing Westheimer Road. She's alone, calm, heading toward her apartment. But she never made it. The umbrella was found the next morning, folded neatly on the steps of a nearby church. Dry, and touched by the storm. Her bed was undisturbed, but on top of it, a half-packed duffel bag and a Greyhound ticket dated for the following week. Talisha was planning to go home, but instead, she vanished forever. No media coverage, no candlelight vigil. Just a pink umbrella, and 100 unanswered questions. Case 2. Devon Clark, 28, Detroit, Michigan. Devon was a city bus driver. Never missed a shift, never clocked in late. Until one Friday morning he didn't show up. His bus sat idle at the depot, keys in the ignition. Podcast still playing through the Bluetooth. On his dashboard, a post-it note. 3 words, make it quiet. No one knew what it meant. 2 days later, his sister received a letter, mailed the day after he vanished. It read, "Look in the place we always went when life got too loud." They searched the abandoned train yard from their childhood. All they found was Devon's jacket folded over a railing. Inside the pocket, a transfer slip with the date crossed out in ink. Case 3. Amina Sule, 17, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Prom night, 2018. Amina left early, saying she had a migraine. She was last seen walking across the school parking lot in her prom dress, heading toward her brother's car. But her brother said she never came. The next morning, her glitter heels were found near the tennis courts. No signs of a struggle, just left there side by side. Police ruled it a runaway, but Amina left her phone, ID, and makeup bag behind. And 3 weeks later, her sister received a Snapchat request from an account named Amina Returns. The profile disappeared before she could open it. No trace since. Case 4. Jerome J.J. Foster, 45, Oakland, California. J.J. had spent years turning his life around. After a non-violent conviction, he got sober, landed a job, moved into a halfway house. One afternoon, he signed out to visit the DMV. He never came back. Nobody noticed until 4 days later. Authorities were slow to act. He was low priority. Then came a strange tip. A retired librarian reported seeing someone who matched JJ's description on the BART train, wearing 3 watches, muttering number sequences, and holding a manila folder labeled, "Don't forget me." Police pulled CCTV footage. The video glitched. At the exact time JJ would have been on screen. No footage, no folder. No JJ. Case 5. Naomi Ajayi, 31, Atlanta, Georgia. Naomi was a software engineer, private, disciplined, and consistent. Every night at 10 p.m., she video called her brother in Nigeria. Until one Tuesday. She didn't. A neighbor reported hearing loud music and laughter from her apartment at 11 p.m. Strange, because Naomi never had visitors. The next morning, her front door was wide open. Her phone was gone, but her laptop, still on. Zoom still running. Nobody on the other side. Just the dim reflection of her hallway in the webcam feed. Later that day, her phone pinged twice. First, near a downtown train station, then, from inside the CDC campus. She didn't work there. She had no clearance. Security denied ever seeing her. 5 people, 5 disappearances. Each one overlooked, minimized, or dismissed. Each one ending in eerie fragments. A pink umbrella. A transfer slip. A Snapchat ghost, a missing folder, a hallway on loop. And just when it felt like all 5 stories had gone cold, someone sent a package. Delivered anonymously to a local podcast host in Atlanta. No return address, no message, just one drive. Inside was a single USB drive, on it, 5 folders. Each labeled with the missing person's name, each containing 1 file. All titled, "Proof They're Not Gone." But what's inside the folders will change everything. The host of the small podcast Southern Echoes uploaded the files onto a clean laptop. At first, it looked like gibberish. Strings of strange characters. Random clips. Half-corrupted files. But then one folder began to play audio. It was for Case 3, Amina Sule, the high school senior who disappeared on prom night. The file contained just 14 seconds of distorted voice. But one part was clear. Amina's voice. She whispers, "You don't have to find me. I'm not in danger. I just had to leave." Then silence. No metadata. No location tag. Just her voice, raw and real. The recording was traced to a public IP. In Istanbul, Turkey. She had never owned a passport. No known ties to the country. How did her voice end up there? Was it real, or planted? Next was Devon Clark's folder. Inside, a still image, timestamped 3 days after his disappearance. It showed a street-level shot of downtown Detroit. Cars passing, people walking, and right in the center, a man in a transit uniform. Same frame, same face, same 3-word post-it from his dashboard now written across the bottom of the photo. Make it quiet. The file was uploaded from a public library terminal in Columbus, Ohio. No security footage, no sign-in record. The librarian said the man who used the station that day looked like he hadn't slept in weeks. Naomi Ajayi's folder held something different. An email draft, never sent. Time-stamped for 11 a.m. 3 hours after she supposedly vanished. Written in her usual tone, it began with, "I saw something I shouldn't have. I'll explain more soon, but if this sends just know I'm okay. I'm not running. I'm watching." The rest was corrupted text, and readable. No record of where it was drafted. Her laptop didn't show that file at all. But the message had her writing style, her signature phrase. A phrase her brother immediately recognized. "I'm not running. I'm watching," something Naomi would say when debugging code. Now here's where things twist even further. J.J. Foster's folder had a video. A silent, grainy clip recorded on what looked like a handheld camcorder. It showed a parking garage, rows of dim lights and concrete. Jay walks into frame. He's alone. Then suddenly, he stops. And turns directly toward the camera, like he knows he's being watched. He raises one hand, mouths something, and walks away into shadow. The file cuts off. But when forensic technicians enhance the footage, they believe he mouthed just one word, "Remember." The last folder belonged to Talisha Mendes, the girl with the pink umbrella. Inside was only a PDF, a scanned journal entry, written in loopy, confident handwriting. It was a list, labeled, "For when I disappear." The list read, "Don't trust what you see. Wait 7 days before worrying. The umbrella is for them, not me. It's not an accident. Don't stop looking." At the bottom of the page, in all caps, "I chose to be forgotten." The file property said it was scanned 1 day before she vanished. But her mother swears, Talisha didn't own a scanner. All 5 files, all unexplained, all haunting. And yet, none of them answer the most important question. Where are they now? Families were recontacted. Social media woke up. Within a week of the podcast episode airing, the hashtag #NotForgotten5 began trending. For the first time, the cases were in the spotlight. Strangers submitted tips. One man in Arizona claimed to have seen Naomi at a hiking trail last fall. A woman in Ohio swore she saw JJ handing out pamphlets at a bus terminal. But nothing verifiable, nothing conclusive. Just echoes, footprints in fog. And yet there's one final twist. 2 days after the podcast went viral, the host received another package. Inside was a burner phone. No number, no contacts, only one file, a note. It read, "There's a 6th, you missed one." So now, we are left with new questions. Who sent the USB, why now? And who is the 6th? Some say it's an elaborate hoax. Others believe these people are living in some off-grid arrangement, watching the world but refusing to return. But families don't care about theories, they just want answers. And here's the hardest part, in every file, every voice, every flicker of presence. You can feel them, still alive, still there. Calling out, not for justice, not for headlines, just to be remembered, to be seen. If you recognize their names, their faces, their stories, say something, share this, comment below, tag someone, because someone out there knows more. And maybe, just maybe, they're waiting for us to ask the right question.